Good morning. How are we doing? It is morning chat. If you're coming in, give me a hello. If you're not, on replay. If you're on replay, drop a replay. It is going to be a chilly one this morning. Morning sessions in the studio, Marlborough, Chippenham, Devizes, all from home. Your pace is the right pace on here. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is it's a really interesting one and potentially quite a personal one. I'll put the light on. It comes up a lot when we go through our Kickstart one-to-one. People... I've never seen such strong motivation than when there is some really bad news or some bad news, whether that's a health conditions. Like I've been diagnosed with diabetes, I've lost a friend, lost a family, parents ill, any reason. And I can relate to that in terms of I've been to a fair few funerals in my life, for example. From mum to uncle to friend who's was my age, my year, to nan, granddads, nans, it's interesting when you're there, you almost just take it in. This is what my brain does, and it's almost like you go, you know what, life is so short. I will not stress anymore on little things. But then, life gets in the way and you start stressing again, stuff like that. But every time it tends to bring you back down to earth a bit and perspective. And I think that's almost like a blessing from those horrendous events. And it's like there is like negative can bring around positive. Like I've, in my time with working with public health, NHS, you see some people when I went in diabetes who literally something would just switch. They're like, I hate needles. I hate the thought of taking insulin, whatever the motivation was. And they were like, someone just switched. They've gone from literally like 1 week saying, oh yeah, no, I just the way I am. I like takeaway. I like my beer. To go in like cold turkey on everything when they find out. We used to get a speaker in, a guy called Simon who, you can probably find around if you type in like Simon type 1 diabetes story. He used to come in and talk about how he lost his eyesight from not managing his diabetes, and how he wanted to inspire everyone else who was there to take control and take this seriously, because you can control it. And it used to have a very powerful effect on some people. But I guess the reason I'm sharing this is isn't it interesting why sometimes it just takes something like that for us to switch, even though we know things can happen. We know that we can develop health conditions, and we know there's elements that we can control, but it still sometimes takes. And I hope this is a message, and for wherever you're at, whether that's to stress less about certain things today or still stress about them, but know that maybe just park it for 3 days and go, am I still stressing about it then? Is it still an issue in 3 days? If it is, I'll stress more about it then. Make the most of those around you today. I think that's a key thing to do. Never has it been more important to do that. How is my oldest daughter is 6 today, 6 years old today. I actually can't believe 6 years ago we had our first baby. Anyway, that has flown by. So some perspective today. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, like, share it. If not, I'll be back again tomorrow. Probably more nutrition, more sciencey. Quite a deep one this morning, but I hope that's made you think twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Got some perspective. And if you've had an event where you go, I made it that, and whether it's an injury, whether it's whatever, it could be something as small as that. There's always a positive of every negative, and I think that's the most powerful thing to know. Of course, like there's some horrendous things that happen in life, but when I look back, there's always a lesson in there. Whether that is, as deep as say, losing my mum. You could argue that made me more independent at a young age. Eating disorder, how the struggle of that was rubbish at the time, perhaps made me appreciate family more, support around that side of things. Interesting. Could go on. So, deep one this morning. Any questions on that, let me know, and I will see you soon. Have an awesome day. Take care.